You're now watching part 2 of episode 6, which is also episode 7.
Yurt.
So, answering the other question, my favorite date with Lisa. I know what her favorite date is.
Yeah, like favorite, most.
Or I know
memorable or
what
something.
her favorite date used to be, which
Best
date. I know for a while she said her favorite date and the reason why one of the biggest reasons why she, like, I guess fell in love with me, was one of our dates. We went to the movie theater, saw a movie, and this was before we had our car, so we were driving around her mom's car. So we watched the movie, come out of the theater. I think we went into the arcade. Yeah, we went into the arcade and played a couple games, and then we headed back out to the car to leave. Well, when we get about halfway out in the parking lot, like halfway to the car, Lisa's like, "Oh shit, I don't have the keys." And I'm like, what do you mean you don't have the keys?
Nice.
And she's like, I don't have the keys for the car. And I'm like, okay, well, don't worry about it. They're probably just like in the car or something like that. Whatever. So we get back to the car and the car's unlocked. And we're looking for the keys and can't find them at all. And so I'm like, it's fine. I mean, we have all night. I mean, it's whatever. If you lost the keys, we can call your mom. She has a backup key, whatever. Let's not freak out.
I guess I know exactly where she left them.
And so we end up going back into the casino, and we look in the movie theater, and they weren't there. And then we go into the arcade, and they weren't in there. And so we just go up to the front desk and ask if they found any keys.
Yeah.
And, of course, they found some, and they were in the movie theater. And she said, for the longest time, she said that was, like, her favorite, like, memory or favorite date for us, because I was just super chill about it. I didn't, like, freak out and whatever.
You kind of.
So I remember that.
Yeah, I could see how that's like why that would be like. I could totally see like her seeing that you not stress about it and then realize that it's more of like a we'll figure it out together kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why it was like a.
So that was like a special moment for us for a long time.
That's nothing I should think about. I don't think me and Sydney we've never talked about like our favorite moment or like our favorite memory, I guess, of each other is.
Yeah. My favorite date though, that one's hard too because me and Lisa have gone on a bunch of dates. I could say,
and it depends on what you really classify. So like classic date, go to a movie or stuff you guys didn't do all the time. Because me and Sydney, we'd just go for a drive or whatever. We did that all the time. So it's like I wouldn't really classify those as. I would classify them as dates.
Yeah.
But in this instance, I wouldn't. So just like classic, go to the pumpkin patch, go watch a movie, go out to dinner.
It's either, because I mean, I could say our most recent like big date, which was like a trip, was going to San Diego. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Because we just had like a 2-day little trip. We went to the beach and it was a lot of fun. One of my favorite like moments and dates is probably the first time that I kissed Lisa. And that just like I remember it so fondly, and it's just like one of those moments that just like lives in my head.
You'll never forget.
We decided to meet up one day, and we ended up going to Starbucks, and it was a little bit cloudy out. It was like perfect weather. It was around this time of year. It was closer. It was like in September though. No, it was in August. Yeah, because this was like our second date or something
Yeah, it was before you guys were dating,
So-
and your anniversary's in
in September.
September.
Yeah, so this was in August, like, so, and this would have been 2 years ago. We went to Starbucks. We got drinks. It was perfect weather out. It was super nice. I remember it actually being a little bit windy, and that's why we kind of left there
Yeah.
early. So we kind of left there. We went to Walmart and we just picked out a puzzle for us to do together.
Yeah.
And I think we got something to bake. And then we went back to my house. We did the puzzle. I don't think we ended up making whatever we got to bake, if we even did.
Yeah.
Um,
Because the puzzle probably took forever, huh?
no, it wasn't a very long one.
Oh.
It was something we put together in maybe an hour.
Oh.
So yeah, I mean, we did the puzzle. She was over. We were just watching movies in the living room. It was super cool. And then my mom ended up going to bed, so we went up to my room
Yeah.
and we were just cuddling, watching Spider-Man together, and then I mean, we were just sitting up in my bed, and then I just remember looking over her and asking if I could kiss her, and she said yes, and so I did. So that's one of my favorite memories with us. But I mean, I have so many different memories. We went stargazing at Red Rock, and
It's I wouldn't say it's hard to remember. It's
not even hard to remember.
it's so
almost
many
just
that it's
hard to pick out which one's my favorite.
And as you're remembering some, you remember others, and it's and then you realize how many memories you really have with this person.
Yeah.
You know, I remember me and Sydney walking around. You know, I'd go to her house every day, like when we'd first start hanging out. I'd go to her house every day because we lived next to each other, like in neighborhoods at my mom's house, my mom's old house. Which is funny because then after she moved over here, so it was kind of perfect because I could always see Sydney. We could always spend time together. But I would walk over to her house every day and we'd go swimming, or we'd go to Sportsman's or walk around over there. Sorry, I don't mean to yawn, but
No worries, it's getting a little bit late.
And we didn't even really do much, but it was just so like simple. Because after a while, when you spend so much time with someone, it's like even just the simple stuff goes away like that. Where I can enjoy Sydney's company no matter what, but I do get bored if I'm not doing something now.
Right.
Which sucks because I do like those. I mean, and it could have just been because also she lived with me, so it's like we do stuff constantly. But yeah, it's definitely like you look back and you're like, damn, I wish I would have just lived in that moment a little longer. It's crazy to think.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think too that was over fucking 2 years ago.
I know.
It's fucking wild.
I know.
I remember the first time we both got girlfriends and stuff. We were like, fuck, dude, because we would always like try to get girlfriends at the same time, always.
Of course.
And this time we just fucking.
It wasn't like a
We
forced
got the hole in
thing.
one,
It was so natural the way it happened. It
Yeah.
almost like
We weren't
it
even
just fell into
almost
place.
like we weren't trying because
Exactly.
we really weren't. And we may have just been like, oh, you hit up a girl, I need to hit up a girl, but it was like, I hit up Sydney.
I don't think it was even that. I think you and Sydney may have been talking for a little bit longer.
Yeah, I think we were.
And I remember on the 4th of July, talking about Lisa to you. Like we were going to get we were going to get fireworks. I remember being in the back of your dad's truck.
Yeah.
And we she posted something or whatever, and I was like, man, I dated this girl in middle school. Like she's gorgeous now. She's grown up and she's gorgeous. Like I wish I could be with someone like her. And then
it's funny because I remember the last, you're like, this is the last thing I texted her was the Godzilla versus Kong thing.
Yeah.
And I remember that's what you started your conversation with.
Yeah.
And you were like, should I? I was like, dude, fucking text her. And look at where we're fucking at now.
Yeah, 2 years later.
You got fucking 3 cats.
Yeah, 3 cats.
It's crazy. Same with Sydney. Like, I told Sydney this. I hit up 2 girls one night. Sydney and another girl.
Yeah.
And it was less of like a really trying. It was just like a fuck it, why not? And not saying like I was just like, oh, fuck it. Who cares if I'm with Sydney? But like,
yeah, no.
It was just
no,
like, fuck it, I'm just going to do it. I need to just start doing it. Just putting myself out there. And Sydney texted me back and the other girl didn't.
And the rest is history.
Yeah, the rest is history. I mean, and we've never ever had a time where, I ever thought of not being with Sydney since then. It's such an odd feeling thinking about ever not being with Sydney.
Right.
It's such an odd feeling.
It's almost like they're just...
I mean, they are a part of your life.
Yeah.
They're a part of your life.
Part of your
especially
life.
for 2
part
years.
Part of who you are.
It's a big, yeah. I definitely dress differently and I guess like different things now and have gotten back into some things that I used to like because of Sydney.
Right.
Because ever since, other relationships I've been in, I like flipped. Started changing, dressing completely different, listening to different music, talking differently, liking different things. Specifically because of
like
past,
changing,
bad relationships.
changing for a person and what, like, you would change how you were.
Truly changing for a person, I don't think is good. But changing because of someone isn't bad.
Exactly. Like, you were almost changing for that person.
Yes,
for these random girls.
Yes.
But with Sydney, you could be yourself, and you just changed as a person.
Yeah, I grew.
Yeah.
Growth. It's less of change. It's changed, but it's good change. It's growth.
Yeah.
And with other relationships, it was more of like living in a fantasy world almost. One of my favorites was, I know Sydney doesn't like bowling. I talked to her, by the way, about Pop Stroke.
Yeah.
She said she'd be down to go.
Yeah.
She said it sounds
Yeah,
fun.
so would Lisa.
Yeah, so.
I talked to her about it too. Lisa doesn't really dig bowling either.
Yeah. Maybe it's just a thing. I don't really dig bowling really much that either.
It's just one of those fucking things you just...
You got to do it a couple times.
You just do.
I'll do it occasionally again, but it's not one of those things where I'm like,
bowling.
let's go bowling.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like I'm sitting home and I'm like, let's go bowling.
Yeah, that's like...
We did it to waste time that one day.
That's like roller skating. Going to like Crystal Palace.
I fuck with roller skating. You know what I was just about to bring up too? I was just about to say one of my favorite memories was going roller skating.
Oh yeah.
Like our memories.
Oh yeah. Yeah, going to Crystal Palace when we were younger was cool though.
Did I for some reason I feel like I've gone roller skating with Sydney, but I don't think I have. I think it's ice skating.
Yeah.
I've definitely gone ice skating with Sydney. Those are some of my favorites, even though she's terrible at ice skating.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah, me and Lisa have gone ice skating. We went
ice
skating on top of the Cosmo.
Yeah.
That was sick. That was sick as fuck.
I got Sydney her own skates. She loved them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sick, dude.
They're cute little Bauer skates.
No, I don't think me and Lisa have gone...
Gave them to her on
I know
Christmas.
for sure we haven't gone roller skating. Yeah.
No, I know. I want to go roller skating again. Dude, I feel like I would kick it on roller skates now. Now that I know, like, at least know a little more how to ice skate. Like, I know how to ice skate way better. I feel like I could kick it on roller skates, especially quad skates, dude. It'd be just like walking.
I love quad skates.
I've never been rollerblading, but I don't think I'd like it.
I think you would, honestly.
I like the gliding and everything, but I also just like the old school kind of quad skate.
I think you would dig rollerblading, though. You have so much more control.
Yeah,
the speed that you can get it's so much fun. It's so much fun.
You're right. And I mean, plus, it would definitely make me a better ice skater. That's for sure. It wouldn't make me. It's not like 1-to-1 comparison, but it would.
Yeah, we got to do
better,
that.
Yeah.
We got our hockey sticks. Now we got to get some hockey blades.
Some roller.
Yeah, some roller blades.
Oh hell no. I'll play street hockey on feet. I'm not playing no street hockey.
Yeah, right.
You'd have to get a taller
Bust
stick
your
anyways.
ass.
You'd have to get a taller stick.
Yeah, mine is short as fuck.
Especially you.
I know. I'm like, I was working today, and I felt it in my back
Dude,
from leaning over.
my shoulders were sore today.
Yeah. From leaning all over all day yesterday.
Yeah.
That shit hurt.
Yeah, because if you're standing with no skates on, your stick should be around from your eye to like the middle of your forehead.
Oh, okay.
Anywhere in there. Without skates on.
Yeah.
So I figured that was perfect size for me because I'm not going to be on skates. So
Yeah.
I can play with it normal, but even that like felt short.
Yeah.
So I don't know. All depends.
Yeah.
Plus I also just wasn't used to it.
Dude,
It's different on ice though.
fucking Noel canceled his show in Vegas.
Yeah, I know.
Jenna told me last night, and I was like, yeah, dude, I fucking can't believe it. It's like, I really wanted to go, too.
Yeah.
That would have been fucking sweet.
And I don't think he really announced it or anything. I think it just got canceled.
No, it was just canceled.
It might have gotten canceled a while ago, and it's just we're just now seeing it.
Yeah, maybe. I was thinking about it, and I don't think it is for this reason. Like, it very much could be for this reason, because I know that Cody Coast still is doing shows here. Like DJ sets.
Yeah.
So it could be for like kind of avoiding him reasons. I don't know what the situation is like in the
it could also be
studio,
he's not in charge of any of that.
Yeah, exactly.
It depends, but kind of sucks because
Or wherever he was playing, it got canceled.
I never really got into them until almost like Cody left, and then I started getting into them.
Yeah, Noel's sick. I like
Yeah.
his videos. I used to.
I see clips on TikTok all the time.
Yeah, when I still worked with my mom,
Yeah.
I used to set up my phone and just watch his fucking videos all night long. I love his ones where I don't know if you've ever watched them, but it's the confessions.
I've never watched any of his videos.
You have to watch some of his videos, dude.
Really
He
funny.
has a whole playlist of like people confessing weird shit to him.
Yeah.
Like they send in emails and then he
Yeah,
reads
yeah.
them out. Dude, it's fucking hilarious.
I know. Hopefully, we can start doing something like that.
It reminds me
be
me
kinda
of
cool.
like old Cody Co Noel days, like Dre Drexler days.
Yeah. Or the you.
Yeah, you.
I think it's about you.
I think it's about you.
I think it's about you. I love those.
We should
videos.
do
Those
something like
are
that
great.
though.
I know.
That'd be funny.
Yeah. We're gonna get you guys to get some more.
We'll do that.
You know.
This episode, we're calling you guys out. Send us either messages on Instagram.
Message it on Instagram. Don't email us.
Yeah.
We're gonna set up an email for that.
Yeah, we'll set up an email for that. Send us messages on Instagram. Don't put them in the comments on a video or whatever so that people can fucking see them.
Yeah, so that it's more of a surprise too.
Yeah, so
Plus, you don't want to be confessing with your profile right there.
yeah, that'd be kind of dumb. It's like Jason.
I eat my boogers.
Yeah,
still.
Jason
Like,
Crocs. He's I still eat my boogers and I like picking my butt.
yeah.
Don't tell my girlfriend though.
We need some responses. We need some interaction from
Yeah.
you guys. You know.
So send us
helps us
messages
feel it.
on Instagram. Yeah,
But
don't-
either
don't
confessions,
email. questions,
things you need to get off your
confessions.
mind.
confessions are gonna be fucking hilarious. So
Yeah, but I mean, if you need to get some off your mind, you know what I mean. Be a part of the podcast.
Exactly.
Feel like you're in the conversation a little
exactly,
more.
you guys can like leave shit, even if it
Yeah.
is stuff under like the videos or whatever. Like you guys can leave stuff for us to comment on and react to, and we're gonna bring it up. Like
You know, as long
we are
as long
going
as-
to. It's
you
not
know-
gonna be one of those things
Yeah.
where we're like, oh, I hope they bring it up in the next episode. Like that we're going to.
Yeah.
Just message us.
Yeah, reach out. We love your guys' interaction. We've had a couple, responses and stuff like that, but not enough. Not enough for sure. Definitely want to make it more targeted to what you guys want to see.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I wish he didn't cancel that show. I would have loved to go. But then again, the World Series starts that day too, so.
True. And it's our teams playing.
If I had tickets, I wouldn't cancel them to watch the World Series. But now that they canceled, I'm not too worried because the World Series is that day.
Yeah.
And that's definitely an important thing to watch.
Yeah. Our team's going against each other.
Yeah. Yankees versus Dodgers.
I'm excited. Do a couple watch parties.
Hopefully it's... It kind of sucks when it's stressful and it's real nerve-wracking because the last couple times any of our teams have been in that sort of situation besides Golden Knights, like 49ers, last 2 times they've been in the Super Bowl, it was real close, and then they lost.
Dude, which is something I do want to bring up. My one of my coworkers, I was talking to him today, and I brought up, because last time I saw him at work, he was like, who should I bet on? Should I bet on the Knights or the Capitals? And I was like, honestly, don't ask me for that advice right now because the Knights are sucking ass.
They weren't sucking ass when they played the Capitals.
They kind of got their ass handed to them.
Well, yeah, but their record at the time was they had no losses.
I guess.
I wouldn't sport bet until you're later.
It wasn't very good in the past couple games.
It's hard when you get a bunch of new players like that because they're not. It's a different game.
Yeah.
It's not.
You don't know like each other's play style.
Everyone
yet.
has their own play style.
New.
Everyone has their own. Jack Eichel loves to hold on to the puck. Everyone has their own kind of sort of. So you got to get used to that. You play as a team. You're not the Oilers. It's not just Connor McDavid.
Yeah.
And then friends. It's not just one guy with a couple teammates. It's the whole team.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how Golden Knights has always been. But it's also real early in the season.
True, that is true.
You're gonna lose. You're not gonna win everything. We're not gonna come out and win 20 games in a row before we get a loss every season.
Yeah,
that's what I hate, dude. We get one loss and then people are just like, "Oh, we
suck."
We suck.
Yeah,
like it's because we were really good at first, so a lot of people expect us to just always. Be
it's
a
because
good team.
It's because we fucking won the Stanley Cup.
It's not even that. It's people just expect us to be a good team no matter what. I'm victim of it. Before I really super got into hockey, it was like, when we'd lose, it was like, well, what the hell? I thought we were a good team. We are, but you're gonna get beat.
Yeah, you're gonna have losses.
Yeah,
but he was like,
I mean, if we were losing like every game and then like finally won one and then started losing again, then it's like, come on, guys, we do suck.
Yeah,
but
he was,
we're not the Sharks.
He was asking me who he should bet on, and like I said, I told him, don't ask me. Like, I honestly haven't been keeping up that much, and I don't think our defense is great right now. And anytime we play the Capitals, it's a fucking battle. Like, they're both, like, the Knights and the Capitals are good teams.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to have a good game.
Yeah, but then there's sometimes, like, when we'd play the Oilers, like, the season that we won the Stanley Cup. And when we'd play Oilers, it was like pretty back and forth. We'd go there, we'd get our ass handed to them. They'd come here, we'd fucking show them up. So, hockey's just it's one of those things where it's really hard to sport bet on hockey and be accurate. It's really hard to get like a 80% average hockey sport bet rate.
Yeah,
I don't know how they do rates and stuff like that, or I don't know what's good, what's bad, but it's really hard to like have a good sport bet, especially on different teams, because each team is different too.
Yeah. So he came back to work and he was like, well, fuck, I lost that because I put it on the Knights. But then he was saying from the Dodgers-Mets game, his homie put in, I think he said he put in like $500.
Yeah.
And ended up winning $3,000. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. But then again, it's not just you bet on who wins.
No, you bet on players.
You bet on players, like
the score.
Yeah, what the score's going to be.
All that kind of shit.
They're going to have 3 runs before the bottom of the third inning. Stuff like that.
Yeah,
and like if you're like they're going to have 2 runs before the bottom of the second, and they have that, that's big money.
Yeah, and
but
you
if
have
you're like they're
going to
have 2 runs before
games.
the bottom of the 5th, you're not going to get that much money.
Yeah, you have to really know the game, really know the players, what they do, how consistent they are.
But people that do that, they get real good. There's a guy I saw his car at a Car and Coffee. It was a Lamborghini or McLaren or something. And I texted him on Instagram because his Instagram handle was there. And I was like, dude, your car's sick, this, that. He said, thanks. And then I followed his page, and I realized he does sports betting. And he makes bank. Like, he's rich, dude.
Yeah.
Like, multiple supercars rich. And he has a class thing where you...
Just off of sports
betting, yeah.
Damn.
And he has a course where you go through, and he shows you how to do it all and all that, but I think he also just tells you what to bet on. And I don't know if it's a scam. I know he's not a scam. I know it's not like a fake account.
Right.
I know it's a real account. But I don't know if it's really like he shows you what to do or how he sports bets or what he does.
Mm-hmm.
But people make a lot of money off of that.
Oh, yeah.
My coworker, the dude that cut my hair this last time, he sports bets or something like that. And I can't remember what amount of money it was, but it was like $2,000 or something like that he won.
Yeah, people make good money.
And I was like, fuck, dude, I couldn't imagine winning $2,000.
Yeah.
But it's gambling.
Nice.
You know,
nice to win that.
You're winning, and then you put in even $200 and you lose it, and you're like,
fuck. Like, that's $200 I could have spent on something else.
Yeah. Even if you're like, fuck, I spent $200 this weekend, you still spent it on clothes, skateboards, food, something. For that, it's literally you spent $200 basically to watch a sports game.
Yeah.
And lose the game that you bet on.
Yeah, lose the game.
You spent $200 to watch
your team.
Watch
the team that you bet on lose.
Yeah. It's basically
yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, pay to lose. Pay to watch.
But I mean, it's high risk, high reward. Or high
the higher the risk, the higher the reward, but that's gambling.
Yep.
It's a problem too. Cuz people get in the habit of I saw this video, and it's basically, someone commented, this is the most accurate representation of what gambling is. And this dude was at like $1,500 up or something like that. And he was like, dude, I'm going to bet it and make it 25 or make it $3,000 or whatever. And he bet, and he made it $3,000, and he was like, oh my God. And then he made a smaller bet, and then it went back down to like 1,200. And he was like, oh crap. And he kept betting and kept betting, trying to get it back. And then he lost all of it. He got all the way up to like $3,000 and then just lost it all.
Yeah, that sucks ass.
If I would have bet that first time and got it down and then bet a second time and it went down to 800, I'd be like, out.
There's that dude on that I always used to see on TikTok, and he's like, how to flip $5,000 into $10,000. He throws down like a single $1,000 chip, and he wins it. He wins it, and then he's like, okay, now you double it. And then he throws in like 2 chips, and so he has 4 or whatever. And then he loses all that, and he's like, okay, now watch this. And then he puts down his last 2 chips, and then fucking loses it. He's like, well, that's how it works.
Yeah. And not only that, there's another. Is it that old guy?
Yeah.
He looks like an old, like random old guy, but he always has like a gold chain or something.
Yeah.
I was watching him, and he was like, he put in like $1,000 or $2,000 or something, lost it, and then won extra back, and then tried to win again or whatever. And he did all this workaround, and then he finally won the last 2 matches.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, I'm up. And then he's like, you realize I just only broke even. Yeah. I started with the same amount, and I did all that, and I happened to be lucky to break even.
Yeah.
So a lot of people will lose all this money and then like win it, and then they're like, let's go, I won $3,000. Yeah, but you also just
broke even.
You also just lost $5,000.
Yeah.
So you technically lost $2,000. You know, so
and we're talking about losing $200. Imagine losing $2,000.
Oh, dude, there's people that will lose a lot more than that. There's a story about Dana White, and there's like he was gambling somewhere, like probably illegal gambling somewhere in some hotel room or something with these Japanese or something like that dudes. And he was drunk and shit like that. And Dana White's the owner of the UFC, so he has money, but still, he's drunk doing this, all that. He comes back to his hotel, and he knows that he's still aware, but he was like, he knows that he lost them the next morning. He wakes up, he says, and he's like, fuck, I lost $30,000 gambling. Yeah. He's like, fuck, I'm going to get my $30,000 back or whatever. And he says he calls the people, calls them, and he's like, hey, get me on the phone with whoever, or get me on the phone with, this person, that person. He says, tell him that I'm coming to get my $30,000 back. And then the dude goes, what do you mean? And he's like, tell him I'm coming to get my $30,000 back that I lost last night. And he says, Dana, you lost $3 million. You lost $3 million last night gambling. And that was like, whoa. I couldn't even imagine losing $300. And then I'm like, 30 fucking grand, dude? That could buy you a new car. And then I'm like, $3 million? That could buy you a new house. Yeah, so.
Oh my God.
Yeah. He's like, Dana, you lost $3 million last night. Or like something like that. I think it was more. I think it was like 10 million. It was crazy. I'll show you after the podcast, but yeah. Search up that video. Dana White loses money while drunk or something like that. Dana White gambles drunk.
3 million.
Dude, I think it was more than 3 million too. I think it was a lot more.
Like, he has money, but
yeah.
That's still like
yeah.
$3 million.
That's still a lot, even if you have money. Even if it's only 10% of what you have, that's still a lot of money. Bill Gates, to him, that's like a Coke to us, buying a Coke.
Yeah.
But that's still a lot of money. You could still do a lot more with that. So it's like, it's pretty crazy.
Wow.
And
that's insane.
I've
never heard that
He was
story.
drunk enough to not realize, but he was sober enough to realize. He was sober enough to realize he lost money, but he was drunk enough to not realize that he lost that much money.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane.
And now those people are $3 million or $10 million or however much money it was richer.
That's
and they probably do that every night.
Yeah.
You know, these dudes are crazy.
Yeah, I think that wraps up this episode.
Yeah, that wraps up part 2. Each one kind of felt shorter, but at the same time, I feel like it's because we finally got into some good conversation. And
yeah, a little groove.
But yeah, that's the end of part 2. Technically, it was like one kind of longer episode, but we split it into 2 parts, so we have 2 shorter kind of things. And we're not going to be able to record next Sunday, so we recorded 2. But I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Like we said, we want some more interaction from you guys. But make sure you follow.
So message us on Instagram.
Yeah, make sure you follow us on everything and message us on Instagram. But we'll catch you in the next one.
Later.
Later.